We're now going to turn our attention. We've got a room full of in-studio guests here, all in anticipation of the 23rd International Association of Blacks in Dance Conference. Is being hosted this time by the Lula Washington Dance Theater. And I would first, I'm really delighted to welcome in studio dancer, world-renowned, and choreographer Lula Washington. Lula, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. So glad to be here.
It's very cold in studio, so I hope you all will remain warm. For those of you who may not be familiar with the work of Lula Washington, she stumbled upon modern dance at the Harbor Community College, where a dance instructor introduced her to the work of Alvin Ailey, American Dance Theater, and she was mesmerized, I'm told, by the beauty of that. And Lula can fill us in a bit more between the time that she was mesmerized by Alvin Ailey and the time that she established her own dance school, providing low-cost and free dance classes to neighborhood children, and an after-school program called I Do Dance, Not Drugs, and right here in South Los Angeles. Since then, the school has taught dance to over 45,000 inner city students. And Lula Washington also was involved in the film Avatar, and I'll let her tell you about that. And now she is preparing for over 500 people coming to this amazing event here in Southern California. So Lula Washington, welcome.
Thank you.
I've been an admirer for quite a long time, and I know a lot. I mentioned Avatar, so why don't you tell that story?
Well, that's a great fun story to tell.
Okay.
I actually was very honored to be asked by James Cameron to choreograph his new film project. At the time that I was asked, I had no idea how huge the project would be. I was selected from other choreographers. He had a team of researchers going out to find choreographers that he thought could help him with his story through movement. In his written story, then the choreographer was to assist him with movement to help further along the story. Because the Navi tribe, of which I choreographed the movement for, it's actually a village of people, and in the village they had rituals that had to do with how you greet each other, how you relate to each other, how you hunt, how you pray, how you worship, and how you heal. So my task was to create movement to come up to that. To help in the story.
Right, and seeing the film, and which I did see, I wondered where that stuff was coming from, right? And there, little did we know that you were behind that. Now, also tell us a little bit about your work with the dance theater, which has done so much for especially, but not only, inner city youth here in Southern California.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to let Tamika do the rest, because she's the associate director of the dance company. And part of this year, our quest is passing the torch. And so she's part of the next generation of our organization. So I'm going to turn that question over to her.
Okay, Tamika.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Welcome in studio. Tamika Washington Miller.
Yes. Well, through the programs that we have in the studio at the school, we have our youth performing ensemble. We have our community outreach classes and our neighborhood dance initiative, where we're out in the communities trying to engage young people in movement, to give them something to inspire them to do whatever they're going to do, to open up their minds, to be creative in many different ways. Some of our students have gone on to do wonderful things.
But we also have worked with Dorsey High School, for instance. We have a dance program there where we go in and work with the students there. Because what most people have to understand, that dance is an art form that helps you understand how to get along in society, if you understand how to look at it. So you're not just learning movements, you're learning social skills in the class. You're learning, if you're standing next to somebody and you do a port de bras and you move your arm and you hit them, you're supposed to say, excuse me. You know, you're learning how to get along. But you're also helping them to build their self-esteem. So we have classes even for our tiny tot kids. And they actually learn choreography and go out into the community and perform. And again, it's building their self-esteem. And many parents come back and tell us how well their students are doing now, and their child is doing in school because they're in dance class. They're doing better in math where they were having a problem because instead of sitting there and not being able to figure out the problem, they're tapping with their fingers to figure out the multiplication. Matter of fact, one little girl almost got in trouble in her classroom because teacher was like, "Stop that noise," the mama said. And she said, she asked her, "Why do you keep tapping your finger?" She said, "Because I can tap out the rhythms and I can figure it out that way." So there are many ways there's many ways that the students can learn. They learn how to hold their bodies up, and then holding your body up and your posture improves. That means your self-image improves. That means who you are improves, and you feel good about yourself. And so I have constant stories about people that say, "Well, you helped my child increase their self-esteem, and now they feel so good about it. They think they could be run for president at their school campus," and they do. They get self-motivated.
Well, there's another thing that's very special about Lula, because she's from the old school, and the discipline is one of the things that most parents are like, "Please, can you get some discipline in my child," and the responsibility and being accountable. And that's another thing that you learn in dance, is that when you're in a class and you're getting ready for a recital, not even just performing in the community, just the recital, you have to be accountable to each other. And Lula is no holds barred. She's not holding back on that. And so the kids come out with a sense of, I have got to follow through. I have to be accountable to my group. I have to be responsible. And, it makes them better citizens later on.
Absolutely. And so many young people that live in inner city communities, I mean, after school, maybe mom and dad are at work, and not there, a lot of latchkey children. So the fact that these programs have been available have been a tremendous resource for the community. Lula.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the latchkey concept of it, because that after-school arts programs are a salvation to our youth and to parents that don't have anyone to keep their kids. I'm almost calling it culture care now, because we are caring for their children within the confines of culture. And so they have a place to go after school to be safe, and parents know that they're safe there. They know that once they're in our doors, that no harm is going to come to them. But the idea of using art as culture care, using art to further their development for safety, these are all social issues that our communities are dealing with right now. So the funding for these programs becomes very crucial. So the elimination of these programs is also very crucial, because where are they going to go? And I have parents that are social workers that are bringing their students to the studio, because they'll say, "Well, the judge wants them to come to your studio." And I'm like, "What? The judge?" They said, "Yeah, because we've heard about how well you can help motivate and inspire the students and help lift them up." And I said, "Well, okay, we'll try. We'll do the best we can." Right. But it's all about self-esteem, motivation. And if they can do it on their own, that's a sense of accomplishment. And that's why I try to say, learn it for yourself. Whatever you learn anywhere in life, if you learn it for yourself, nobody can take it away from you.
Absolutely. We're going to take a very short station break. When we return, we're going to focus then on this incredible conference coming up, the 23rd Annual International Association of Blacks in Dance Conference. And in studio with us, world-renowned dancer, choreographer Lula Washington, also Tamika Washington Miller, and also joining us in studio, Evan Holland, who's been working on helping to organize this event. So stay with us. We'll be right back. We're also going to be giving you an update on Haiti.